She wants him to ask his boss, because it's not written anywhere here. She wants him. Who'd you copy this from?
AI.
Girl, don't trust no AI.
Which is hard because...
Okay, 3, 2, and 1. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Welcome back to Fictionally Unstable, because real life's not dramatic enough.
With your host, Jessica,
Maciel,
And Lauren.
I like your Los Angeles shirt.
Thank you. I thrifted it.
Oh.
I got 4 shirts the other day for $18. Savers.
Period.
My mom used to love that. Used to love to go to the one where H Mart is now at. But that was the biggest Savers here.
Oh, yeah.
And then they shut it down.
I'm okay that they shut it down. I like H Mart.
I like H Mart. Yo, their produce, so fucking good. I have yet to be to, like, even to me, their produce is almost better than, like, Whole Foods. Like, freshness and
I
stuff.
agree.
Yeah.
They did definitely whitewash the H Mart that is in Boca Park.
There's one in Boca Park?
Oh,
I didn't know that they opened
Oh,
that
I'm
up.
sorry. No, it's not H Mart.
It's a 99 Ranch.
Yeah.
I was just there yesterday. Yeah.
I think
It looks like
open
a
one.
Chinese H Mart.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. So we are talking about Dear Debbie, which is Freida McFadden's newest novel that came out in, I think, last month in January.
Deborah.
End of January, yeah.
She's coming out with another one in May, I think. Or
Wow.
the girl just
Pumps them out.
Pumps
Take a
them out.
vacation.
All right. So it is. I'm just gonna go through each act. I'm not even gonna give a synopsis because I'm sure the acts will do that.
Yeah, it's really just like a compilation of like key moments, I think, of like what happens. So
Okay,
it's fine.
It's given in 3 point of views, though.
Yes. You have Debbie, Cooper, and Harley.
4.
Who's the fourth?
Kinda.
Oh,
There's
well,
2. Well,
no, it's 3.
Yeah.
Most of the story is 3.
yeah.
Did you listen to it?
I did not. I just read this one.
I listened to it. They have a male and a female narrator. So it was nice to understand. But when you get into what's her name? Harley. Harley's point of view, it's the same narrator. So I had to pay attention. I was like, who are we talking about? Anyways, okay, so starting with Act 1, the perfect suburban illusion cracks. So first thing to know is Debbie's double life. So this is where we meet Debbie Mullen. She is our first narrator. Pretty much what the whole freaking book is about, technically. She's a suburban mom. She has a high IQ, former MIT level prodigy. She is an advice columnist, so she has her own column at the place that she works or whatever it's called.
The
Dear
Hingham
Hingham Highlands or Hingham Highlights or
something like that.
it's a local paper.
Yeah.
But an advice columnist called Dear Debbie. And then she also is a secret coder who she built a private tracking app for her family or to monitor her family. So basically a find your friends type of ordeal, but only her family has it. So they can also track each other's location
where they've been. And then we find out too that if you're at a location for longer than 10 minutes or something like that, it'll like save into the history.
So the key seed that's planted here is Debbie believes that she sees what others miss. She trusts her judgment over everyone else's. Reason why she has her column. Another thing to know is part 2 of Act 1 is the letter that costs her everything. So Debbie publishes a response advising a woman to leave her abusive husband. That's kind of how the story starts out. The newspaper editor, his name is Garrett Mears. He fires her for giving dangerous advice that could cause the paper liability. And then the first turning point is that she loses her professional identity. This is the first crack in her moral restraint. Her internal narrative shifts from I help people to people who do harm deserve consequences.
Yeah.
And then we also learn about their dynamic of at the home. So the domestic fractures surface. So at home, she has her oldest daughter named Lexi, who is dating this boy named Zane. He's fucking terrible. Red flags all around.
Yeah.
Just a fuck boy. He's just a fuck boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's what, a junior or senior?
I think she's a senior.
Yeah.
She's 17.
Okay.
And Izzy is a freshman,
I
Freshman.
think.
She's 14, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so Izzy is her other daughter. She is on her soccer team, so she's like the athletic one. But she's mistreated by her coach named Coach Pike. And then she's cut from the soccer team. And then Cooper, her husband, is very distant and evasive, but he works at it's just like a regular business.
He's at an accounting firm.
There we go.
Business. He does business.
Businessman. And so this is where Debbie begins quietly observing instead of confronting, observing her entire family, right? So the relationship that Lexi has with Zane, wondering why she loves soccer. And so why all of a sudden she's not on the team. Mind you, she doesn't find out that she got cut from the team. Izzy makes it seem like she just quit.
Right.
And then also her husband, like he is a great husband to her, but he's always like kind of like leaving the house and then
turns off his
location.
Yeah.
An important detail here is she doesn't react emotionally. She just really collects information. So she's very calculated. The very first actually letter that she gets, or the letter that we read for Dear Debbie, is somebody asking her how to have more quality family time, something along those lines. And she talks about how like she tries to make it a point to have a good, healthy breakfast for her family. Because even her family is very much just like, they just try to leave right away.
Yeah.
But yeah, so.
And her daughter has that rule that she can't speak to her in the morning.
Right. She said, don't talk to me.
If that was my kid, I'd be like, yeah, you can shut the fuck up.
So I guess let's talk about the introductions to the family. How do we feel about them? I thought the daughters were brats.
Yeah, they're brats.
100%.
I mean, Izzy less of a brat, but still a brat.
Yeah.
I just felt like she followed along with her sister.
Yeah.
So I was like,
yeah, for sure. At least for the way that the book was written, it very much seems like Debbie does everything. And her family almost seems ungrateful and like kind of takes advantage of everything that she does for them. That's how I kind of saw it. When we first start reading the advice column letters, I'm like, okay, something's like wrong with her, because she's like giving this advice on how to murder people, pretty much, or hurt them. So that was interesting. I was like, I wonder how this, like, what turn this is going to take. But
I just laughed. I was just like, okay, sure, you could do that.
And then Cooper is just kind of like, meh.
Yeah, just kind of whatever.
Yeah, he's just there, but he's not there. Like, I don't know.
She also, too, she starts off with, she's supposed to have a
photo shoot.
Yes.
For a garden.
Yes.
Her garden or something like that. The best one in her like cul-de-sac or neighborhood or whatever. And then all of a sudden it doesn't happen. And so in my mind, I was picturing this like pretends to have a picture perfect family. But obviously she doesn't. So after, the first few chapters, I was like, all right, where is this going?
Right.
What's going on? Okay, moving on. Act 2. So this is where we get the first acts of retaliation. So the garden sabotage. testing the waters. So she has a neighbor named Joe Dolan who steals credit for Debbie's roses.
I think that's wrong. It's more so like Joe Dolan, her neighbor, has like a bunch of roses in her garden, and she thinks her garden is better than Debbie's. So she actually calls the magazine and is like, hey, actually my garden is better than hers if you want to come check it out. And so she kind of poaches the photo shoot, the article from her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, that's not
right. Yeah.
So when Debbie does find that out, because she calls the magazine.
Right. She's
place,
like, where are you guys?
Yeah. And they basically tell her that, right? They tell her that they're going to film Joe's instead. She is like, all right, bitch. So let me kill your fucking plants. So she buys Japanese beetle traps and she plants them underground to destroy Joe's garden.
Yep.
And what is the only way to get that cleared up? What did she say? Like, she said no matter what, her garden is never going to
Well, she says she has to dig the traps out and she's never going to find them, probably.
Oh, yeah. So the turning point number 2 that we see of Debbie is she experiences satisfaction and she has zero guilt. The satisfaction is that her plants are destroyed. Joe's plants are destroyed, eaten alive. Because when they go to film, they're like, what the fuck? We can't film your flowers. They're like dying.
Right. She pretty much, we see Debbie like, she gets excitement or she feels fulfilled with getting revenge on people that do her wrong or do people that she cares about wrong.
Like her book club as well. The book club she brings Harley to, and she purposely makes sandwiches to make the ladies sick.
Yes. And she puts avocados in the sandwiches purposefully so that Harley doesn't eat them.
Yeah.
Because the revenge is not towards Harley at this point.
Yeah, and she's allergic to
avocado,
right?
Yeah. So Harley is just like, I don't know why she put avocados in. I literally told her 2 hours before that I was allergic to avocados.
Which those ladies did deserve it because they were being a fucking asshole.
They were bitches.
They were like, basically to Debbie, they were like, can you read? It's like do you know how to read?
Pull out my Glock.
And clearly there's never any consequences to her thing because she does it very discreetly.
Often.
And so then the next thing in Act 2 is we get Cooper has a secret and his secret is revealed. So Debbie discovers that Cooper relapsed into alcoholism. He did?
So he didn't. She doesn't discover that. He tells her that.
Girl, where did you find this? I'm reading it. I'm like, is this even right?
So Cooper does relapse. We don't find that out until his perspective. Because, like, we know that he has had some alcohol throughout the book, like a beer here and there. But, like, the whole thing about her suspecting that the wine that was filled with water was from Zane, it was actually from Cooper because he did relapse and was drinking, just not as heavily.
Yeah. So this is what she discovers is that she has her suspicions that he's having an affair, does discover that it is with Harley, who is a personal trainer
at their gym.
Yeah.
She never thinks he's having an affair.
How is this Act 2?
Debbie,
she says she wrote this hastily.
So from
by writing, I mean copy and pasting.
So from what I got is that Debbie, we think from the reader's perspective that Debbie does assume that Cooper's having an affair because we also think he's having an affair with Harley because of Harley's perspective that she is talking to Cooper.
Yes.
Debbie knows that he is hiding something because of his actions about turning off his location and getting text messages, and he's hiding his phone
screen.
She still she knows he's not telling her the full truth, but she just doesn't know about what. But she's not focused on that because from the beginning, she knew that the affair with Harley was with Jesse because...
Oh, she just gave it away. 14 minutes in.
We got to figure this out.
Yeah, I know.
She knows that from the beginning it is them because of
the reveal.
Yes. Yeah. But I think that, so as the reader, we're thinking that she thinks, yes, he is having an affair, but I don't think that she ever actually
thought that.
Fully believed that he was having an affair. She just knew that he was hiding something.
She wants him to ask his boss, because it's not written anywhere here. She wants him. Who'd you copy this from?
AI.
Girl, don't trust no AI.
Which is hard because Dear Debbie is so new.
So he works at this accounting firm, and she is like, they're
see, this makes it funnier, okay? It's okay.
They're very middle class, right? She has a column. She doesn't make a lot of money. He's basically the one that brings home the bread, even though it's not that much bread. And she's like, hey, he needs to make more money. So she's like, you need to go to your boss and ask him to make you a partner, because apparently he promised that or some shit. So like saying that there could be an opportunity that he could be
from when he first got hired. They had mentioned that, which was how many fucking years ago now?
Yeah. And he has some restraint to that. And she's like questioning why, whatever. Yeah. Why is he scared? Is he whatever? Mm-hmm. They both end up losing their job at the same time. Yep. And he doesn't tell her. Yeah. He's scared to tell her. But then he's also like, because he goes to his boss to ask him, and then his boss says he's not ready to be a partner, maybe potentially never will. And then he fires him or something. I forgot what he said.
He said that I'm going to quit.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, go ahead. I can just replace you.
Yeah.
So yeah, he pretty much loses his job.
And then he doesn't tell her, but she also doesn't tell him that she lost her job either. She gets fired because of
that advice that she gave about that person leaving her husband.
And the husband is threatening to sue. Yeah. Which is important later.
Yeah. So very much that's kind of what he's hiding in a sense. So she's trying to figure out what he's hiding.
Yeah.
Okay. And then he's also hiding his financial strain, which is the fact that he can't make any more money because they're both fucking fired. Okay. Yeah. So the psychological twist here is that she decides information is power. So now
she takes into her own hands the thing of
the newspaper.
The newspaper was first. Yeah. Let's just go through her deeds or what she decides to do.
Yeah.
So the first one was the newspaper. Retaliation for being fired is that she's in the shower. Cooper hears her phone ringing, and it's the boss calling and texting her saying that he knows Debbie is responsible for putting pornography on the company newspaper website.
Yeah, and the pornography is of her boss fucking his secretary when he's married.
Yep.
Yes. So it's literally a video of them doing it on his desk.
Yeah.
And he, for the life of him, can't figure out how to take it down. And it stays up on there for a really long time.
She, I think, changed the password. Yeah. And Cooper tells Debbie. Debbie's like, oh, well, that fucking sucks. And then, so that's the first one. The second one that she takes in her own hands is Cooper's boss.
Yes.
Is that the second one?
That actually might have been the first, but pretty much
coach.
she...
No, it's the coach.
Oh, the coach is the next one.
Coach Pike.
Yes.
Which is here.
Yes. So
Coach Pike.
Yes.
And then she
does something to Cooper's boss.
Does something to his boss.
And then she also gets back at Zane.
Yes. Correct.
Mm-hmm. So with the Coach Pike, so Lexi pretty much hints or tells Debbie that Coach Pike is kind of a creep, that she's heard from her friends that he spies in on the girls' locker room and this and that. And Debbie tries to go talk to Coach Pike and be like, why did you kick my daughter off the soccer team? And he tells Debbie, he's like, well, she's slow. And it's because she needs to lose 20 pounds.
He says she's fat.
Yeah, he pretty much fat shaming her. And Debbie was like, okay, bitch. So then what does she do? She goes to his house one night in the middle of the night after drugging Cooper. She so the thing with Debbie is she grows poppies in her backyard and she gets opium from them. Yeah. And so she drugs people. So she drugs Cooper one night and then she goes to Coach Pike's house and she pretty much downloads video camera app onto his phone, and then I think she goes to the school and puts like a camera in the girls' locker room to make it seem like he's the one that like she's exposing him.
Yep.
Yes.
So
he gets arrested.
And he gets arrested. So that's her revenge on him. For Cooper's boss, she just goes to his house one night.
Yeah. So for Cooper's boss, she goes to his house to confront him. He's there.
Yes.
He invites her inside, and then she pulls a gun on him.
How did she find out that he got fired? Does Cooper tell her?
I think Cooper tells her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot what led up to that, but yeah.
That was mostly it, I think.
I think so.
And the thing with Zane is that Lexi is, Debbie sees them arguing at one point. Debbie tries to pry with Lexi. She's like, back off, Mom. So then later, Lexi is crying in her room, and Debbie goes to talk to Lexi. Debbie finds out that Zane is basically pressuring Lexi to have sex with him, and that if she doesn't, he's going to send out nude photos of her.
He's blackmailing her.
Blackmailing her into having sex. Fucking gross.
Yeah.
Ass beat. And so then Debbie takes it into her own hands she texts Zane from Lexi's phone, telling him to meet her at the park because she's going to have sex with him. Drugs him with a beer just sitting on the ground with opium that he drinks. He falls asleep. She gets into his phone, I believe.
Yeah,
and then
she deletes all of the...
Yeah, deletes the ones of Lexi and then sends an email that he has previously done this to a girl, blackmailed a girl with pornography. So then he gets in trouble with distributing child pornography.
Child pornography.
Yeah.
So that's her revenge on him. And throughout this entire thing, Cooper is noticing that something's like weird, like that Debbie's sneaking off in the middle of the night. So she's definitely hiding something as well.
And she's hiding her location too. Yeah. So he doesn't understand what's going on with her. So now we get to the first, I guess you can call it reveal, which is she has past trauma. Debbie does. I just lost my fucking spot. Here we go. So in college, we find out that she was raped by someone from a fraternity, at a fraternity party. So she experienced an assault in college that was mishandled and dismissed. The perpetrator faced no real consequences. This unresolved injustice shaped her obsession with control, her belief that systems fail women, and her conviction that she must enforce justice herself.
She's a vigilante.
Yeah. So her revenge spiral isn't just about suburban drama. It's about reclaiming power that she once lost. So her ultimate target... Hold on. Okay, so she ends up identifying a figure connected to her past trauma who has resurfaced. We still don't know who. We just hear about, that she, keeps thinking about a time that happened to her. And she starts building up a plan. So she has evidence manipulation, digital framing, exposure strategy. So that's all the things that she's already kind of been doing.
Yeah.
And there's a moment where she goes back to the fraternity to see if they are still doing know, what happened to her, because her plans was to burn down the entire fraternity house.
Yeah.
Which they kind of leave when she leaves that fraternity house. You don't know if she actually burned it down or not.
No.
Which in my mind, I was like, that's not fair for her to do that. Like if she was going to burn it down.
But the president, I know that he definitely, or the president, right?
Yeah, the president of the fraternity.
The president of the fraternity definitely changed her mind, because he was like, oh no, we take these things very seriously. Like we're trying to change the way they used to be.
Yeah.
And blah, 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 blah,
blah.
Yeah. So then we get to the fallout and aftermath. So this is where Cooper realizes, well, the first thing actually is his daughters. So there's a night that he's out and about. I think it's the night that he's looking for her or some shit. Or something happens where his daughters call him and they normally call Debbie.
Right.
And he's like, why are they calling me? So no, actually, hold on. Rewind. His boss goes missing. His boss goes on a fishing trip out of nowhere. So even his assistant, the boss's assistant is like, this is
Mrs.
very
McCauley.
Yeah, she's like, this is very odd.
He won't answer his phone.
So now that's why he technically isn't fired, because the day that he was fired or that he quit, the boss goes on a trip.
Right.
And so then he's like, okay, well, all this work needs to get done. So I guess I'm good until he gets back, technically. He's never answering his phone. They're worried because they're like, this is a very meticulous man. Like, he knows way in advance. He doesn't just randomly send us an email. He also wouldn't send an email. So she gets an email that he's on this trip or whatever.
Yeah.
So he's kind of like questioning, like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I need to check on this man.
Yeah.
When he gets to another thing. Sorry. I hate this outline. Sorry. Debbie doesn't believe in guns. Okay. Her husband owns a gun.
Yes.
And for him, it was like, his whole thing with owning a gun was it's for him to de-stress. So like, he can go out to the range and, whatever, all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
So he hides it in their garage in a specific area so that it's not in the house for the girls to find, like that whole type of thing. It's like their little secret. When he starts questioning what's going on with his
wife,
his boss, he's like, I need to go check on my boss. Mm-hmm. And they have this thing, this is the observant part of Debbie, where they used to play a game every time that they would go to house parties, that they're like, oh, let's find the extra key. They're like, people leave it in, random spots. Yeah. So he's able to get into his boss's house, and then he finds his boss dead. Mm-hmm. And then with the bullet straight into his head. And he starts freaking out because he's like, he's like, his fingerprints are everywhere. And then he's like, fuck, there's a camera, like a Ring camera. Right. And then he starts believing that his wife potentially could have killed him and is framing him for some reason, right? So this is where we're like, oh, bitch, she knows that you're having an affair.
Yeah.
The readers think he's having an affair. But I think his speculation all came up with his daughters, right? When they called him, they were like, something's weird with mom, because they found her emails, which has the Dear Debbie's that she never posted, in the column. And that's where they're like, she's telling them to do these horrible things. Right. And so he, after reading all of that stuff, that's where he's like, oh, this bitch crazy. Like, she gonna fucking frame me for killing my boss, which I didn't. Anything else to add to that before we move on? Because we keep backtracking.
I think that's it.
Oh, and then Harley. How Harley comes into all of this. Yeah, her perspective.
You get like 2 or 3 chapters in her perspective, I think.
So she is a serial cheater or a serial
mistress. She's a home wrecker.
Mistress. Thank you. That's a word. Yeah. So she's a home wrecker. She's consistently always dating married men, trying to have them leave their wives for her. They never do.
One almost killed himself, tried to kill himself.
Yeah. And now he's just like
the last guy that she was with. Yeah. And she was even like, from her perspective, I didn't like him. He was just rich. Like, I didn't want him to like end up leaving his family because I wasn't attracted to him. And then later down the line, his sister shows up at Harley's house, blaming Harley for his attempted suicide.
Right. And pretty much we find out her entire intention was to befriend Debbie to get more information on Cooper, who she's having an affair with. And then eventually her plan was to pretty much make it known to Debbie, like, hey, I've been sleeping with your husband. Like, your husband's been cheating on you this entire time.
And she wants to, she wants the evidence, like, in her face, rather than just saying, yeah, like, I'm sleeping with your husband. She's like, oh, let me actually have them both show up at my house at the same time. So she invites her over for dinner. Harley invites Debbie over for dinner. And then she also invites Cooper. And she's like, because he actually spends dinner with her every day, supposedly, at a specific time.
Yeah. He'll like say he's going out for fast food or something, and then go visit her and fuck or whatever.
And from Harley's perspective, we also see her interactions with Cooper. at the gym. And her coworker, Cindy, who is the front desk lady at the gym, is always like seeing what's happening and is kind of telling Harley, like, you know, what you're doing isn't good. Like,
he's a married man.
Yeah. So she's also observing the affair outside of just their private home, their private homes.
So Harley a bitch.
Yeah. She nasty. So, so they're at Harley's house. Debbie is at Harley's house. And Debbie already has her, this is where she has her suspicions on Harley. But with us finding out of all these things that she's starting to do, we're like, oh, this bitch can go kill Harley. Which she does anyways. But she goes to her house. So she's like, okay, I'm going to confront her. And then obviously Harley is like, I'm going to confront her with her husband, that whole bullshit. And then someone ends up at her door. And so she's like, oh, let me have Debbie answer it because it's her husband or whatever. And then when he opens the door, she's like, hey, Jesse. So Jesse is Cooper's
friend. Coworker.
So he is technically the one who's been having an affair this entire time with Harley. She didn't know his name was Jesse. He was pretending to be Cooper because he was using Cooper's pass, right, at the gym, like buddy pass. And then he's also having an affair. So he didn't want his name just flying around.
Right.
But Debbie knew that Debbie knew who he was because the second twist is that he was the guy that raped her
in college. His full name is Jesse Hutchinson. He went by Hutch in college. Another name thing. All the Freida McFadden names always have the name. And Debbie knew from the time before she went to Harley's apartment that it was Jesse because she picked up the t-shirt. That was from Harley's perspective, I think. She picked up the t-shirt and she like hesitated and Harley was like, oh, maybe like she knows it's her husband's like t-shirt. And so she knew from that moment that that was Jesse's shirt because of the cologne. He's worn the same cologne since the time that he sexually assaulted her in college. And that when Harley was orchestrating this whole thing at her apartment, I was like, this bitch is playing in her fucking face because she was like, oh yeah, like you're going to meet my boyfriend. And she's like, what does he do for work? She's like, he's an accountant. And like giving her all these things. And Harley's like, at this point, like she should know. And I'm like, she's fucking playing in this goddamn bitch's face.
With you. She's like, he's older, he's married, he's an accountant. And she's like, oh, just like Cooper.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, bitch, like can't you put two and two together?
Yeah, just like Cooper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's Jesse. We figured out that Jesse is the one that's been having the affair with Harley this entire time. And then what does Debbie do?
She kills them both, no?
No, I literally just finished it last night. Okay. So I have a very clear recollection.
Thank you.
She kills Harley.
Yeah, so she reveals that it's Jesse. She shoots Harley, kills her. She drugs Jesse because Jesse was drinking his water bottle from the gym that was laced with opium. So by the time he gets to the apartment, he's like basically unconscious. He knocks out on the couch, unconscious. From Debbie's perspective, at the end of her chapter, she's like, I take the gun and I shoot the gun. And we think that she's killed Jesse.
Gotcha.
Doesn't kill Jesse because then from Cooper's perspective, he finally ends up at Harley's house. We get the reveal of him being an alcoholic because the person who's been calling him is his sponsor. He's been going to AA meetings, so that's where he's been disappearing to. And he's like, I have to come clean to Debbie. I've been lying to her our entire relationship. So he gets to Harley's apartment. He doesn't recognize Jesse's car. He's like, the car looks familiar, but I don't know. Debbie comes out from the lower level of the apartment.
Yeah, like the basement.
And is like, oh, I came here. Like, this is my friend Harley's place. She didn't answer the door. So from Debbie's perspective, she didn't shoot Jesse. I think she did she put it in his hand and then shot a gunshot. So that way the gunpowder residue was on his hands. So then he could be framed for the murder of Harley.
Yeah, that. And she also tried to make it seem like he tried to kill himself after killing Harley.
Yeah.
But the bullet just like flew up into the ceiling or something.
And it's the same gun that was used to kill the boss.
So she can frame that.
Mm-hmm. And the draining of the money of the accounts, I think, was under Jesse.
Name. Yeah.
And then Cooper is worried that gun is his gun. But when he asks Debbie, like, oh, where's the gun? She's just like, I got rid of it.
Yeah. I told you it was unsafe, so I just got rid of it.
Yeah. And she's like, I know my husband wouldn't fucking cheat on me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, he's not even. And well, she also calls him kind of stupid. She's like, he's not that smart.
Which is fair. I mean, she does have the IQ thing. Like, she's very smart. Yeah. But they both reveal to each other that he is an alcoholic. She reveals that she was raped. And then he's like, we need couples therapy. And I was like, yes, you fucking do.
But she doesn't tell him that it was Jesse.
No, she does not tell him that it was Jesse.
It was a secret.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the whole thing with the boss's house, because she's in IT or really good with IT, she erases her footage of her ever being at his house. And Jesse went over to his house to water the plants or something like that. So it looks like, again, she planned everything.
Yeah. Calculated every move.
There was once mention too of a previous scene, because when Debbie first met Jesse, when she first realized that was Hutch, was because they mentioned it in Cooper's perspective, I think, that Jesse was like, oh yeah, like Debbie is really like a jealous type, because he recalls the first time they met, they went to dinner and she like spilled a drink on the waitress for flirting with Cooper. But then from Debbie's perspective, it was she spilled the drink because she was having a panic attack because she was faced with her rapist.
Yeah. And she knew it was him because, well, she could recognize him, but also like
the cologne
and like also like when he touched her or something, like shook her hand or something like that. Like all these things, like she just remembered who he was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And then there was like a prologue. We get a little bit of Jesse's perspective.
So it's like years later.
Right? Yeah, he gets beat up.
It's like a year later. Everything's good with Cooper and Debbie. They go to therapy. Jesse's perspective, he is in jail. He's like recounting like what happened. We find out that he is a murderer. Like he did murder somebody because the guys who beat him up in jail, I forget the name of the girl that they said, but like they were like, this is for
it's like
so-and-so's sister. Because I guess the girl who Jesse killed, I think in college, that he also sexually assaulted, her brother is in jail somehow. So they end up beating him up for the sister because he did murder the sister and he got away with it.
Yeah.
So he gets beat up. And then, I forget Debbie's point of view because Debbie was the last point of view.
Oh, she's now, well, this might have been Cooper's point of view, but she's pretty much a successful like app creator, and she creates apps and sells them all.
Oh yeah, the one was Punish Your
one was like Punish Your Husband. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So Lexi's in college, Izzy is back in soccer. Cooper now has his own accounting firm, and she launched an app.
Yep, Punish Your Husband.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, sorry, another twist too. It's also revealed that so Cindy, the receptionist for the gym, she was helping Debbie the whole time with framing Jesse because she's the one who laced his water bottle at the gym with opium. The reason she helps Debbie is because it's revealed that she is Cooper's boss's wife, the one that wrote into her advice column, the one that got her fired because she was saying that her husband is financially abusive, won't let her get a job, won't let her do anything. And that's the one where Debbie is like, you should leave your husband. So she does leave her husband, who is Cooper's boss. Cooper's boss threatens to sue the newspaper, which is why Debbie gets let go. And so that's also why Debbie kills Cooper's boss.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dual motive.
It's all tied together.
All the twists.
So Goodreads overall review rating was a 4.1 out of 5.
Yeah.
Before I go through these fucking ratings, let's give it our own ratings. Okay. What'd you rate it, Jess?
It was okay. I'll give it a 2.5. Yeah. It was fine. It was like quick. I do like the way it ended. I'll give that. Hey, buddy. I do like the way it ended of Jesse getting his own. Yeah. Fucking what he deserves. Yeah. So I'll give it that. But other than that, it was, I don't know, it was kind of slow. And I was waiting for something and I was just like, oh, that's it? Okay.
Yeah.
Lauren?
I gave it a 2.5 as well. I thought it was really, really mid. Like I was engaged enough to finish it. The dual perspectives helped. The twists were good enough. It was giving very the housemaid at the end though, when like it was kind of like Cindy and Debbie are like, oh, I hope like your new boyfriend treats you right, or otherwise they're gonna fucking die.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought it was fine. Like it was very, very mid.
Yeah, I gave it a 2. It's whatever. I read it. I just leave it at that.
I finished it.
Yeah. I'm always big on her doing dual point of views. I love that. I love when she has multiple twists, but they just weren't, it was just whatever.
It didn't hit as as climactically, I feel like, as some of her other stuff.
Yeah.
And the ending was kind of anticlimactic to me, where it was kind of like, oh, we all live happily ever after.
I was like,
except for Jesse.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also, well, I mean, I don't know if I should say this, but like, I guess because I've never personally been affected by like alcoholism, but the fact that Cooper's entire secret was revolved around alcoholism, I wish it was like, I don't know, something bigger, I guess, or like.
Yeah, I mean, I think the fact that they were like, he shouldn't have lied to her. Like his whole thing was that like he thought she would leave him if he told her, and then he was like, oh, it's too late, and now she's gonna be upset with me that I've been lying. I always hate that excuse of like, oh, so much time has passed, so now you're gonna be upset that I've lied for this long.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, but that's not an excuse to just not say something.
Mm-hmm. I wish it was like something more like
he had a criminal past.
Right. Like like something current, or I don't know. Like she was a current murderer.
Yeah.
Like what is he, like
it just didn't hit.
Yeah.
Freida, stop writing your book so fast.
Maybe take a second.
So we have we have 3 5-star reviews, Lord. So this is by Nikos Drosinos. That like rhymes.
Yeah.
They gave it a 5-star. What in the Desperate Housewives meets unfiltered female rage did I just read? A lot of emojis too, let me just tell you right now. Because wow, I can confidently say this is Freida McFadden's best book to date. New. I finished it in one sitting because putting it down was simply not an option. I would agree that all of her books you can read in one sitting. She's that good at writing where it's just like, okay, let's just get it over with, or like what's next?
Yeah.
Simple writing style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The writing is addictive, sharp, and relentless. Debbie as a character is completely unhinged, but somehow grounded enough to feel disturbingly real, a menace, an icon, a walking red flag. And the twist. Some of Freida's more recent books played it a little safe, but not this one. You will never see this coming. So many emojis, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
What truly surprised me is how mature and emotionally impactful this book feels. Beneath the chaos and madness, there's something genuinely moving here, layered with anger, vulnerability, and deliciously dark humor. If I had to sum up my experience in one sentence, it would be this. We support women's rights, but even more importantly, we support women's wrongs.
You know what I was just thinking would have been like a fun twist?
A+ review.
So funny.
Sorry, what?
No, I was just thinking about what would have been like a fun reveal is that like if they both turned out to be murderers. So like,
oh yeah,
this entire time we think that maybe like Debbie's getting rid of all of these people, but it was like Cooper that was also like, first helping, and then they find out that, something like that, I guess.
For a second, I thought, because I couldn't remember when I couldn't recall before she said when Jesse and Cooper met each other. I thought he was going to be one of the fraternity boys that was like complicit, I don't know, in like Jesse raping girls.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or like, what if like Cooper found out prior who like Jesse was and like the history, and then like he was the one for Jesse's downfall. Just like something more like that would have been more fun.
So Norma the Sisters also gave it a 5-star. Holy shooty balls. This one owned me. Viciously satisfied. Darkly bloody. The fuck? Not the shooty balls.
I already don't agree with you. Regardless of what your opinion is, I already don't want to hear you talk
I'm
anymore.
gonna start saying that forever. Holy shooty balls. Viciously satisfying, darkly funny, and jaw-dropping from start to finish. Right away, there was this electric feeling that told me I was in the hands of a thriller that knew exactly what it was doing. Dear Debbie by Freida McFadden is a domestic thriller with claws and unapologetic energy that hooked me completely. I tore through all of it. Debbie kept my devoted interest from start to finish. The voice, the pace, and the everything. I devoured it. The excerpts from the Dear Debbie column, I laughed out loud. Absolutely bingeable. And the fact that this is my very first Freida McFadden, I do not know what the heck I was waiting for.
That explains your review.
Yes.
That explains your review.
Key thoughts. Pacing that never dipped. The characters snapped forward with that addictive must keep reading momentum. Let me give the emojis here. The eyeball emoji. He said, Debbie, Debbie, Debbie. An all-time favorite character for me. Her mama bear ferocity, her flaws, and that one moment that had both our hackles raised. I felt every beat of her. The thought bubble emoji. A wicked blend of humor and righteous fury. This is a story fueled by women pushed past the edge and deciding enough is enough. The house emoji. The setting gave me that creepy tension where everything looks perfect on the surface, but you can feel something unsettling in the air just beneath it. And then a puzzle piece. The twists were paced like detonations. One in particular shifted the entire landscape of the story with a single line. I sat back and just said, wow.
This, I do remember this book, like when I started getting to the twists, it does remind me of His and Hers, about a mother that would do anything to like, for their family. And I was like, oh, it's just that.
Yeah, but also not. She's doing whatever for herself.
Yeah, that too. It's revenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Renata Aness, also 5 stars. I started this thinking, quick, fun thriller. I ended this like, who can I even trust anymore? This book pulls you in fast and then quietly starts messing with your head in the most delicious way. Every time I thought I had it figured out, nope. Every time I trusted someone, mistake. Every time I made a new theory, Freida laughed. Debbie is smart, bold, unintentionally hilarious, and so easy to underestimate, which makes watching everything unfold ridiculously satisfying. And the dry humor, I was actually laughing. Schmarvart took me out. Schmarvart. What is that?
I don't know.
Is it like a joke that Debbie made?
Well, we didn't get it.
Your sense of humor. I need you to touch grass.
Holy shooty balls.
The pacing is flawless, a slow psychological simmer that absolutely explodes at the end, and that ending, jaw on the floor.
Explode.
Snarky, twisty, psychological, fast-paced, cliffhangers everywhere, impossible to put down. I can't with the emojis, yo. If you think you know where this is going, you don't. Freida did it again. All right, we're now at our 1 stars. Let's see what they say.
I need you 5 stars to touch fucking grass.
Arena gave it a 1 star. Says, this was painfully boring for something marketed as a thriller. There's no suspense, no mystery, no tension. Everything is spelled out plainly with zero buildup. I kept waiting for anything exciting to happen, and it just didn't. The twist felt less like a revelation and more like a last-minute scramble to justify the genre. What makes this worse is that it's a Freida McFadden book. Her older books were fun, fast-paced, suspenseful, and genuinely entertaining. So why are her newer releases so consistently disappointing? Because she fucking pops them out every fucking 6 months.
Yeah,
literally.
Where are we at? If this were any other author, I would have DNF'd it without a second thought. I finished this one out of stubbornness, not enjoyment. Overall, this book was a slog, a letdown, and a huge waste of time. I'm just incredibly frustrated, and sadly, this one completely missed the mark for me.
That was mid.
Yeah, I was like, it wasn't that terrible, but it also wasn't good.
Yeah.
Alina Svit, whatever. Alina T. Also gave it a 1 star. She said, or they said, so overhyped. The dialogue feels underdeveloped and too juvenile. The characters were insufferable. I like me a good fiction, but the characters seem too unrealistic and not relatable. For characters that are grown adults, the pettiness was cringy. I wouldn't say that. I always want to be 50 Cent. Be petty at whatever age. The story followed familiar tropes and was incredibly predictable. The writing was oversimplistic and the major events were easy to foresee. In fact, there was no shock value. To be honest, at times it felt boring for a thriller. Readers new to this genre may enjoy this book, but this was a no for me. Okay. That was it. So we had the really good yeses and the really good no's.
I had a couple 1-star reviews I had liked on Goodreads. Mm-hmm. One of them said, I am convinced Freida gave Debbie a 178 IQ because we keep calling her female main character stupid. This one said, Dear Freida McFlurry, please stop trying to include dark triggering topics as reveals or gotcha moments if you can't handle them with care. Read They Never Learn by Lane Fargo for a similar story, but much stronger, more layered, careful writing. And then this other one said, where'd it go? Being a hater is hard work, but I am dedicated to my craft. We've been terrorized by 4 novels in 364 days, but this is perhaps the worst of her works. It has never been more clear something was written for the functionally illiterate that will slurp up garbage with glee. At no point was it even remotely fun. I look forward to the day her reign of terror inevitably ends.
Harsh.
Very harsh. It was mid. It wasn't great. And I agree that just take a fucking break and give us a good book.
Yeah, I also don't know if I can, I don't know. It wasn't really a thriller to me. There was no thrill. It just...
I mean, all of her thrills are a little...
I guess this is more suspenseful, if anything, right? Because you're like, oh, what is she going to do? But she just needs to take
a break.
Her time.
Some time.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was okay.
It was fine.
It was fine. If you read it, let us know your thoughts. Was this the best Freida McFadden book you've ever read? Or the only one?
Yeah. If this is the best, so you're going to need to read some more of her stuff.
Well. And holy shooty balls. We'll catch you next time.
Yeah. Holy shooty balls.